Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a detail of a live edge table I made. It's actually the first time I used the Supermax drum sander for this project. I'll post a separate review on that. But this table is made out of slab of cherry. It's been air dried in the barn for about 8 years. Hope you like it, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, so here's the slab of cherry that I used. It's actually about 16 inches wide and 3 inches thick, and it's from a tree that I had cut down. I used Alaskan sawmill attachment for my chainsaw to cut it up, and you can see the marks on the far end. And it shows which section of the board I wanted to use for the table, and I'm just using the sliding miter to work my way through and cut off the ends there. And a good story about this board is it came from a cherry tree that I had taken down, and turned out to be the wrong tree. And so this is payback for our friends that had given me the wood from those two trees. And here I'm just putting a little wedge in there to keep the board from getting pulled in, since there was a space between the board and the fence. The next step was to flatten one side. So if you have an extra set of hands, you might as well use them. And so with a joiner plane, a set of winding sticks, we tried to flatten one side. I would like to say it was quick work, but eventually got it flat on the one side. And then we took it over to the sander, my new toy, and with 36 grit paper, we got it down to the thickness. It was too wide to run through the planer, so this was nice because I was able to keep the board intact. But after running through a number of times, got it to where it needed to be. Now here we're putting a little epoxy in those cracks, and gonna let it set. But and after we got that epoxy to set, then we squared up the ends to how we wanted them. Used a little guide and cut off the edge there. And I did a little extra sanding across the top, and then mixed up some more epoxy, and just put a nice thin coat across the top. And after that dried, I took a sprayer and I did about 2 or 3 coats of Waterlox across the top. So here's the slab after it's all dried. It came out pretty good. Pretty happy with it. We ordered the legs. It was easier than buying the metal and bending it, but just put them in place, drilled the holes, and then screwed it on down. So here's the finished product. The slab was free. The legs were about 80 bucks, and the epoxy I had left over from the boat canoe project, and the Waterlox was probably one of the most expensive portions of it as well. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to click subscribe.